Sup, friends? Welcome to our next episode, which Tyler's just informed me is episode 69. Pause. Yeah, so another episode, another Sunday, another Monday for you guys. A big weekend, Valentine's Day weekend. You get into any good romantic love story type stuff with your spouse?
We ate an ungodly amount of Indian food.
Yeesh.
We had got like four entrees. So we did like kind of like buffet style. We still have, I mean, we'll have food for a full week. Uh, very stinky farts.
Yeah, I mean, is that outside the norm?
No, that's pretty common for Indian food.
I just mean regular, just
Oh no, I was like throwing throwing tear gas into a room, what I was doing.
nice,
Making
nice.
your eyes water.
Did you guys go get food or did you make it?
We did takeout.
Okay.
I just picked it up after work. Got off work at like 2 on Friday. Picked it up, came home, and then we ate. And I've had a slow leak in the kitchen sink for probably 4 or 5 months. And I just decided that that was the day I was gonna fix it.
On Valentine's Day?
Yeah, because I looked at a YouTube video. It was a 30-minute fix,
True, I guess that was Valentine's Day. Um,
and then it took me 2 hours.
yeah, 30-minute fix YouTube video. If that's the name, you're definitely not done in 30 minutes.
That's is a 30-minute fix for a guy who installs sinks,
Yeah, right, exactly.
not for me.
Um,
But it's done. It's working. It's not leaking.
so no room 40.
I'm trying to think if there was any no room 40. I mean, I acted like a child the whole time I was installing the sink, screaming and cursing, and got so upset that I had to like walk outside. I thought I was gonna puke. I was like so upset.
I feel like that's kind of natural though when you're doing something you have no idea what you're doing.
I think it's like kind of part of the what's it called when it's like your first time doing something,
In like an initiation type
it's
deal,
like your initiation to becoming a man, like fixing something you don't understand, freaking the fuck out, your wife going, it's not that serious.
which makes it worse.
And then it just like sets you off. I mean, she didn't say anything to me. She was just like, it's gonna be all right. And then I was like under the sink calling myself slurs and uh
You need
just
you need to get like a word. Like my granddad's word when he's like doing something like that, he's fixing stuff. He instead of cussing, he'll go blast.
well, I feel like that was the thing people said in the 1910s whenever coming up.
Yeah, but you know, if you heard granddad screaming out a blast, the shit was going down.
I might bring that back.
We'll bring it back. That's a good one. Because I'm sure that's a better alternative to what you were saying under the sink.
Yeah, I was saying stuff like you deserve this, you piece of shit. This is what you get. I don't know what I did to make myself in that moment think. And then I made some comments about the house. I was like, this fucking piece of shit house, like great house, never had any problems. You got a fucking slow leak in the sink. So, yeah, anger is really it's like a drug, really. And it's contagious. You can make other people angry.
Sometimes it feels good though.
I don't know. It didn't feel good what I was doing. I had to reevaluate if I want to be that kind of guy.
Oh man, I hear you. Well, we didn't do tons on Valentine's Day that Friday. Sam worked. We kind of did like some drinks at home, and then Saturday we used the Epic Bar tab. We went to our little favorite spot, Mobella's. Sam got surf and turf. I got steak. It was delicious. Got some good wine. And then we went and got some drinks after, all like dressed up, which I felt very out of place, but it was fun. We had a good time.
Were you wearing your dress blues?
No. What, what in God's name? No, I was wearing jeans and a button-down polo shirt.
I was
Just some
making sure
like,
you weren't being a fucking cornball.
no, good God.
Um,
Wear those things unless I have to. I didn't even wear them at my wedding.
what kind of steak did you get? What
I
cut?
ribeye.
And red wine with steak, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Ice cubes?
No.
That's callback, kids. Like
It's
45
it is a callback. And who does ice cubes with red wine? It's not you, it's like your aunts or something like that.
I'm not sure if my mom does it, but my aunts definitely do it. A couple of my aunts.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I'm not I could say something, but it would definitely be, culturally targeted.
Say it.
No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm
Safe
not gonna say
space.
it.
Safe space.
Everybody knows it. It's okay.
Some, some subliminal messaging going on there.
Yeah, everybody knows it. Um, all right, but yeah, Valentine's Day was cool. Yeah, I try not to get too in depth of the Valentine's Day because I do think it's a corporate holiday used to sell chocolates and flowers. But
Did you
we did.
buy chocolates and flowers?
I didn't buy chocolates. I did buy flowers.
I bought flowers and I bought chocolates that Marissa also bought me chocolate. And she liked the chocolate that she bought me more than what I bought her. So we shared my chocolate and I ate her chocolate.
Nice, nice. That's good stuff. Um, all right, but athlete segment. So we'll get back into it. I have the athlete today, so you'll be doing the guessing. I do not have a beer, so I unfortunately will be taking a shot if you guess it. So
Oh,
um,
nice.
I'm hoping you do not guess it. So athlete segment. First hint: Texas Tech. Second hint: two-way.
Mac McClung.
You're a piece of shit.
I don't need three hints, bitch. Take that shot.
I was thinking
That was
two-way.
low hang. That was low hanging fruit.
Yeah, I know.
I knew it when you said Texas Tech.
See, I was thinking because he went to Georgetown. I didn't know which one you knew about more.
Oh, I know. But in NBA stuff, you can't fuck with me.
Uh,
Take that shot.
it's really
You gotta
not.
chill.
No, it's literally out of the bottle because I'm drinking some whiskey right now. I don't have any beer, so it's gonna be just out of the bottle from a Maker's Mark, and it's gonna
Bardstown,
suck.
Bardstown, Kentucky, right there. Maker's Mark.
Is that true? It says Loretto, Kentucky.
It's all the same shit, same county.
So basically, I shouldn't have to take the shot because you're wrong.
Austin's dad worked there, and he was one of the guys who dipped the stuff in it.
Oh God,
I could hear the gulp through the mic.
it wasn't a it wasn't a huge shot, but it wasn't a baby shot. I did my due diligence.
Yeah, that's okay. I
I'm not
accept
out
that.
here to cheat the people. The
Mac.
next the third hint was going to be phenom. But whatever, good guess. It was low hanging. I try to give somebody that's a little relevant. I think that makes it fun. But so good guess. But moving on, I just want to talk a little bit about the dog situation. For those that may not have listened to the last episode, there was a bit of an altercation about my neighbor's dog that has been chained up in the backyard, and it was confrontational. So far, situation resolved. All is well so far. Haven't seen the guy. The dog, like the next day, they put the dog on a much longer chain, um, and he hasn't been out overnight, and he's honestly been out like much less. So we'll take a win. We'll take the little wins.
Yeah, so I mean, it seems like it all could have been avoided if that stupid bitch didn't do any of those things.
It was absolutely completely her fault. Um, the Facebook post was absolutely unnecessary. Looking back, hindsight is 2020. Probably should have just went over and took the awkward conversation, and all would have been solved. But in reality, the things that we wanted to happen have happened. So if that's what it takes, that's what it takes.
Yeah, sometimes you got to go to a guy's front door and he's holding a pistol.
Sometimes you got to almost get in a gunfight.
Is he in the service? Do you know?
There's not a chance in the world. Not a chance in the world. Um, but yeah, no more weird interactions, which is good. I do want to talk about another kind of a weird interaction that I was a part of. Um, not not even close to as much involving me, I guess. Basically, I was an escort for someone that was part of a court martial. I can't really talk about it too much just because this is like released and I'm definitely not supposed to talk about it. I know only like 7 people listen to this thing. So it's like I could just say names and dates and whatever happened and nothing would probably come of it, but it's probably for the best that I don't.
Yeah, that'd be stupid to do that.
Yeah. But if you do
And
want to hear,
what was their name and what day was this?
I do, if you do want to hear about it, just hit me up. I can give you a little bit more details. But basically, I was on an escort detail for a court martial case. So there was a person that was, charged with basically a crime involving weapons. Let's just say that. And since I was on the escort detail, I had to escort this person to the courtroom and eventually to prison. Um, I got to sit in the entire trial, which was pretty sick. Actually, like it was a full court martial. They had, the prosecutors, the defense attorneys. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie A Few Good Men.
You can't handle the truth.
Exactly. Exactly. It wasn't nearly that intense, but it was the same thing where it was like the judge, the army lawyers, um, they had the whole defense and prosecutors team, and they brought in the witnesses, and the defense attorney was really good. The prosecutor attorney was less good. So it was really cool getting to hear like their arguments and them going back and forth and bringing in the witnesses and stuff. One of the funniest things I've heard, uh, the prosecutor, she was a lady, and she brought the guy who initially called 911 in, and basically the question was something about like, yeah, I called 911 because this guy came up to my porch and he was bleeding all over. He had blood running down his side. And the prosecutor was like, how do you know it was blood? And the guy is just like, I mean, in my 30 years of life and knowing what blood looks like, it was blood. So that was pretty funny. But overall, really cool experience being able to like sit in the courtroom for that whole thing. It ended with us having to escort the prisoner to prison, well, to jail. Um, and it was a girl, so we had to take her to the like in shackles and all that stuff. It was kind of crazy. Took her to like the female ward of the jail, and we got there. It was probably like 1 in the morning. It was late, and there was like 15 females that were like mopping the floors or something like that. They were doing some kind of cleaning detail. And when me and my buddy walked in, like everything stopped. Like we were the first men these women had seen in what seemed like years. And they were just like looking at us like we were pieces of meat. It was crazy.
They wanted some dick.
They wanted something. It was wild. And we walked out of there after because it was a weird experience. We're dropping a prisoner off and like walk out and we're just like, what the fuck was that? Like
They
it
like
was so
were they like
crazy.
bark were they a cat calling you? Were they like
They
barking at you?
were they, they weren't barking. Nobody was barking.
That's what they would
But
have been doing if I showed up.
they were like behind the glass, like hands on the glass. Like it was wild, man.
That's fucking weird.
Dude, it was so weird. Kind of a surreal experience, but the whole drive back, we're just like talking about the whole day because it was the first time that she hadn't been with us. So we really haven't even been able to talk about the whole situation the whole time. So uh pretty wild. If you ever get to sit in like a case of pretty high magnitude. I'm not going to say the charge, but it was a pretty high magnitude, and I think I sent a Snapchat. So some of you guys are familiar with the charge, but it was wild.
I'll say what
Um,
she did. She tried to steal the Declaration of Independence.
exactly. Um, so yeah, that was a wild week.
That's crazy, man. I did not know about that. That's funny. Oh, they're lucky you're married.
I know it.
I thought they were like, were they like out in the open, like mopping the floor?
Yeah, like we were in the jail, like handing the prisoner off to the desk, and these girls are like probably 20 feet away from us, like doing all these weird like movements, like holding their brooms, and then they like are just staring us down. There's like 15 of us, and they're not looking at the girl because originally that's what I thought. I was like thinking they were like, oh, fresh meat, blah blah blah. But no, it was very apparently like they were looking at us.
Um, do you think they could have taken you? How many were there?
There's 15 of them.
You could fight them off.
I think I could have taken them honestly. Most of them were white, which I was a little shocked with, just based off
And and and
where, just based off where. Let me finish. Where we were located, not because white people can't go to jail. Let me be clear
hmm,
about that.
it seems like you might have some uh pre-existing thoughts
No,
on.
just because of the county that we were in, we had to drive to. I guess I can say this is no big deal. It's just a
No,
jail.
no, no, don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it.
Okay.
No point.
Yeah, you're right. Um, Probably smart, but yeah, wild.
You're saying that it's not a predominantly white area,
Yes,
and it sounds like the whites commit most of the crimes.
and they definitely looked like, if I had to guess, just based off profiling, it was absolutely drug related. They all looked methed out.
I'd like to hear Mike's thoughts on this segment.
I'm sure we'll get them.
Propaganda.
we we do like feedback, good, bad, or ugly. We love the feedback.
Right.
Which, speaking of feedback, we did get some feedback in the poll. It wasn't quite 8, but we did get some feedback in the poll. I did notice.
I was actually just about to pull that up.
Yeah,
Check the numbers. Did you vote in it?
I voted in it because I couldn't see it unless I voted in it.
I also voted in it. So let's check
Yeah,
this out.
I'm unhappy with the results unless things change from the last time I saw it.
I couldn't imagine that they did.
Pieces of shit, dirty people just pissing all over toilet seats.
That is not what that means.
That's what that means. Just go in there and just spraying them down.
Let's see if I can get this fucking piece of shit Spotify website.
Wes probably thinks he's cleaning the toilet seat when he pisses on it.
Well, if there's poop in the toilet, do you pee off the poop?
Oh, that's another question. First of all, I'm gonna try and find another stall.
I can't get it to load right now. If you can pull it up, then
When
speed
I
up.
when I last looked, it was like 60-40 does not lift the seat.
As it should be.
I think we just need to have some self-discipline and lift the seat up. Yep, 60-40
Yeah.
still. 60-40 no. So
So what is that?
five votes, including me and you. So basically
So three people voted.
3 people. One of them was a yes from me.
I hate every single person that listens to this
Let's
shit.
do some math real quick. This might make us look even more stupid than we are, but 5 people voted. It's 60-40. I know I was a yes, and I know you were a no.
So one other person said yes.
It had to have. And then 2 others said no.
Drew would have said no because I know he probably voted. He would have said no. And
Ed doesn't use the Spotify app, so he didn't vote.
Kevin, I think, is behind because I think he's listening to a book right now.
That's fair.
Matt Hagler listened the other day. He said that Todd should have got Sean Taylor on the first guess.
Should have, absolutely. That was a major fuck up.
My cousin Austin doesn't listen anymore because he doesn't love me.
It's probably, Drew, Mike, Corey. I'm thinking, I don't know if Wes is listening anymore.
He is, but he didn't. He doesn't vote.
Yeah. He seems like the guy that doesn't vote. He probably doesn't put his shopping cart back in the.
I'm not gonna. I don't subscribe to that thought, Wes. I don't think Corey votes either. I think Mike would have, and he would have said no because he's a.
I think you're wrong.
All, you think Mike would have said yes?
I think Mike lifts the seat up.
I mean, even though Mike is a cold-hearted, conservative piece of trash, he is a forward-thinking man, and he would not pick up another toilet seat.
I think he would.
No shot.
I think he would.
But me and Mike are very similar. He's not picking up a fucking toilet seat that
I'm not.
another man has been wiping his balls on.
I think he's doing the foot method and he's kicking that sucker up because he's thinking about
Mike wears Crocs a lot though.
he's thinking about those lovely Latinas that are coming behind him.
First of all, the state Mike lives in, there's no unisex bathrooms. It's just dudes in there.
That's true. Florida doesn't get behind the unisex.
Mike wouldn't pee in a unisex bathroom.
Oh man. Okay.
This is just the Mike gossip pod now.
We'll change the name. Maybe we'll make the this week's episode a photo of Mike wearing some Crocs.
I have a photo of Mike on my phone that is that I will be putting as the picture. So
All right. Another bit of news from my week that I'd like to talk about and share is that me and Sam officially booked our trip to Lisbon, Portugal, and Barcelona, Spain.
Barcelona.
Bartha. We're pretty pumped. We booked the plane tickets, all the Airbnbs, the flight from Lisbon to Barcelona,
Barcelona.
Barcelona, excuse me. And now all we really have to do is pay for just the things we do while we're there. So I think we did it a pretty good way. The entire trip was booked for less than $3,000, which I think in the big scheme of things, including Airbnbs for 8 nights, overseas flights, like
No, that's not bad. 8 nights is a long time.
that's what I'm saying. Like you can't go stay at a Airbnb in Florida for less than that.
Fuck no, dude. No.
That's what I'm saying. We got a really good deal, and we're staying in like the heart of the cities, both of them.
So are you 4 and 4? Like
Yeah, we're
split?
doing like 3 days in Lisbon and 5 days in Barcelona.
I don't know anything about Portugal.
Sam's family is originally from Portugal, which is why she wants to go really bad. They're primarily from like the Azores, which is the island off the coast.
It's where they
But
kept the white ones.
probably, yeah.
Portuguese.
Um, but yeah, like I think we're really excited because sure, Lisbon's a big city and there's going to be tourists and stuff like that, but I don't think there's going to be nearly the tourist activity that we're going to be expecting in Barcelona.
Definitely not. I think you're the first person. You guys will be the first people I know who have gone to Portugal. I mean, Marissa's mom is 1% Portuguese.
Yeah, we'll send her a postcard.
You know what? Honestly, you should send me a postcard. I've sent you 2 postcards in my life.
Have you?
3, maybe.
Interesting.
I sent you one that was made of wood.
I do vaguely remember that.
And then when we were in the mountains, we were in Waynesville while you were at boot camp.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like you should probably like return the favor type shit, but like whatever.
I'll send you some postcards. But yeah, we're super pumped. We're gonna like just I don't even know what we got some itinerary stuff planned and there's some sites we want to see, but we kind of just want to get lost. And just wander, try good food and like
Immerse yourself in the culture as much as you can.
exactly. Maybe I'll get an Adidas sweatsuit and fit right in.
No comment on that. I I would like you to get outside of your comfort zone a little bit with the food though.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I've been getting a lot better in terms of trying new things. Um, I'm obviously a meat and potatoes kind of guy, but Barcelona, and Lisbon are both right there on the coast. So there's definitely going to be a big seafood culture. And we've been looking up some of the main dishes in both areas, and it's definitely big seafood based, but there's also like just it's big appetizer culture. Like they don't eat tons of like main meals. In Barcelona, like they're called tapas, which I guess is probably like a Spanish word similar to what we call appetizers. Um,
You've never been to a tapas bar?
no.
There's a good one in town called Mary. Well, there used to be called Mary Posa. It's like finger food type shit.
Yeah, right. So, but a
It's
couple of
good.
things just doing some research that we've seen that's different is like people over there, the locals don't eat dinner till like 10 p.m.
That's because they're taking a siesta. I think that's a big siesta culture.
I
Like
think
where
so.
like you come home from work, you like take like a break, eat lunch and shit with your family, and then everybody goes back to work.
Right. Um, so yeah, more to come on that, but trips in a little over a month. So definitely have some more details as we get closer to time. Um, but I want to talk a little bit, I would say politics, but not too much into politics.
Current events.
Yeah, current events that just so happen to be in the basis of politics. First thing is that Fort Liberty, formerly known as Fort Bragg, is now being changed back to Fort Bragg. But
I believe they're changing it back to not to represent the original namesake of Fort Bragg. It's to represent a World War I soldier.
so it's not named after the Confederate General Bragg. It is named after a private Bragg who was awarded the Silver Star for valor in World War II. He fought in the notorious battle, the Battle of the Bulge. So pretty famous one if you watch like Band of Brothers and any of those movies. But I truthfully, I don't mind the name being changed to Bragg. I didn't mind it staying Bragg. I didn't mind it being changed to Liberty. I think Liberty was kind of a shitty name to pick. Like when they changed Fort Benning to Fort Moore, I think they at least General Moore was a good person to name a base after. Fort Liberty just sounded kind of weird. What I don't like is how much money they're going to spend changing all the signs, everything that's associated with the name of the base back to the same exact thing it was just named.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the party of fiscal responsibility and cutting waste spending. It's going to spend millions of dollars to name it something that was already named.
After they just spent millions of dollars to change it.
To be fair, it wasn't them who changed it. It was the previous administration.
It doesn't matter though. The money was already spent and now it's being spent again. Like it's
No,
just
I
wasteful.
I agree with you. They should have just fucking changed the name to the guy they were going to change it to anyway.
They should have just left it. It should just still be Fort Liberty.
Yeah, I have plenty of things to say about uh what's going on in the state of the world, but I'm not going to get into it because that's not what people listen to
Yeah.
us. So if anybody wants to hear my thoughts, Mike has heard them ad nauseum, and we actually have pretty good discourse with each other. No name. I mean, I think he did call me a libtard cuck suckling at the teat of the federal government or something like that last night, but it was in jest, I assume.
Yeah. It sounds like it was in jest. Um, I could imagine. I figured that was going to be one of the names he calls you.
Libtard
Yeah,
or cuck.
both.
I don't know if he's gotten into lib cuck. That's could be my new. There you go, Mike. The lib cuck.
The lib cuck. Um, all right. So
But
another,
I think it's a waste of money. What it boils down to is I'm totally cool because they're trying to cut down on waste spending, and I think that's a good thing if you do it in the correct ways, which I don't think they're going about doing it in the correct ways. But um, spending millions of dollars to change all the street signs in Fayetteville back, which I'm sure that's going to affect my travel on Thursdays. So cool, because I'm in Fayetteville every fucking Fayetteville every Thursday. But also, if you want to cut waste spending, stop doing. I mean, the president was just at the Super Bowl. That costs a shitload of money. He's just at the Daytona 500 driving his fucking motorcade around. It's a shitload of money.
that's
It's
true.
stupid. It's stupid. Just fucking. Do some work.
Get a job.
Good
Um,
job, dude.
so another current event that I want to talk about is RFK being confirmed as, I believe the title is Secretary of Health and Human Services.
The Secretary of HHS,
Yeah, Health and Human Services.
which
Um,
I have a degree in health and human services.
wow. Maybe you should try and get confirmed by the Senate.
I mean, you have the same fucking military rank as the Secretary of Defense, so sure, why not?
I mean, truthfully, you and RFK are about as qualified as each other to be the Secretary of Health and Human Services.
What do you mean, dude?
Oh man, I think he has some good ideas. Is he completely under like is he completely not qualified for the position? Absolutely not. He's like an environmental lawyer. Um, but that's kind of besides the point. I think he has really good ideas. He's definitely fit for an older guy. I think that is important. Getting trimming the fat, as you would say. I mean, the past few people that were in that position were severely obese, which, or they looked it, or maybe that was just TikTok and Facebook feeding me misinformation. But, um, the person that decides what's in our foods should be relatively healthy, I think. Um, I think he wants to like remove dyes and foods and ingredients that are banned in Europe that shouldn't be in our food, which I think is a good thing. Um, some other weird things is I don't really know if I guess this doesn't matter because he's working for Trump, but like, is he a Republican or is he a Democrat? I don't think he really knows. I think he's just kind of like playing the politics and figuring out where he can go. Um, to me, kind of seems like an anti-vaxxer. Uh, in his confirmation, he said that he's not an anti-vaxxer, and then a woman screamed loudly, "Liar!" So that was interesting. He's done a major flip flop on abortion, which he's now in charge of the distribution of the abortion pills and stuff. Because, he was definitely pro life when he was running for president as a Democrat. Now he's,
Pro-choice.
say what?
He was pro-choice, right? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, pro life, I think is the term he used.
Like when he was run, if you typically,
No, wait, maybe it is maybe he did say pro choice. Maybe I'm getting
typically,
confused.
if you
Pro
run as a,
life is, yeah, yeah, you're right.
if you
You're right.
run as a Democrat, you're pro-choice,
Pro
typically.
choice. That's what I meant. And then now, which he's working for Trump, saying that he supports President Trump's policies on abortion, which makes sense. If you're going to work for him, you have to support his policies. But he says that every abortion is a tragedy, which so he's kind of flip flopping on that, which I would say an abortion is a tragedy in a sense, uh, because
Yeah,
you want,
I don't think it's a decision people make lightly, which
yeah,
it's, once again, I believe that's that person's choice, but I don't think it's something that they're going, abortion time. I think it's something they think about with their doctor and they
yeah, it's not
take
if
seriously. I don't
exactly.
going around fucking swinging the fetus over their head like certain people think they do.
Yeah, no, I think, every abortion definitely is a form of tragedy. Nobody wants that to happen. It's not intended. Um, but yeah, so I'm just kind of like interested to see. Hopefully all is well. I really don't want him to discourage people from getting vaccinations because that would be a weird world we live in.
You want my thoughts on
Yeah.
it? There's nothing wrong with trying to make people healthy and make sure we get better ingredients in our food. I think that's a lot of the reason everybody is so sick all the time, why there's a lot of inflammation in this country. We have a lot of bullshit in our food that gets approved that the rest of the world, other developed countries, are not allowed to put in their food. So 100% a good thing. Um, I don't think he is. I think he thinks he's doing good things. I don't think he knows anything about it, though. I mean, like you said, he's an environmental lawyer. He's done a lot of good stuff for the environment. He's a very accomplished, person, champion of the environment.
Yeah, no doubt.
Um, he's a fucking idiot about vaccine shit. Like, it's groupthink. Like, if you have one epidemiologist who says, okay, COVID vaccine is bad, and then you have 200,000 of them or whatever. Just a fake number. Let's say you have 1,000 of them who say it's good. I trust science with stuff like that, not feelings. I just saw a video of him saying that Gardasil is it's a predatory vaccine. Um, it's almost eliminated cervical cancer. So I don't think he has any idea what he's talking about in regards to vaccines. I think he's borderline moronic on that subject, which he's an American. He has a right to his opinions. But as the top health official in the country, I would like someone who's maybe a little more educated on the subject. Is he jacked for a 70-year-old dude? Yeah, he is. He's also probably juiced to the gills,
Yeah.
which is he gonna say that's good for you? I mean, he looks great for a guy his age. But I mean,
Agreed.
he was incline pressing 95 pounds. Okay, cool. I can do that. I'm fat. Like, you know what I mean? It's like I think he'll do some good things. I think some of his rhetoric is dangerous.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree with that. Obviously hope that he does good things. I am excited that he's kind of about action instead of just being a puppet that we're emplacing for another 4 years. So um
I hope
I
it encourages people to get healthy because that's a serious problem in this country.
yeah, I agree. So hopefully more good than harm. One thing before we switch the topic and take a commercial break, the prisoner, we had to take her to the hospital and she's a little on the heavier set side. She had a pretty good, like, uh, she was in pretty good spirits, I guess. And we were kind of making like jokes and having fun with her and stuff. And she was talking about going to the diabetes clinic. And I think it's like endocrinology or something like that. It's probably wrong, but she said she just can't pronounce the word. So she calls it the Big Back Clinic,
Nice.
which was pretty funny. I got a good chuckle out of that. The Big Back Clinic.
Woman steals the Declaration of Independence and it's all fucking laughs.
It was all laughs, which was like kind of weird, but um, you know, it's one of those things. But let's take a break, and then we will be back for All Star Weekend.
Hey, everyone, it's Bobby Kennedy. I need everyone to lobsters in.
All right. Welcome back from the commercial break, sponsored by the new Secretary of Health and Human Services. Um, didn't really catch most of that, but something about lobsters. and and now we'll jump into now let's talk a little All-Star weekend. So breaking news, LeBron is out for the All-Star game. That just came across. I'm a little sad about that, but it is what it is. He got his All-Star starter for the 20th year or whatever it is. So that's pretty cool.
I'm not watching. I don't care anymore.
I'm gonna watch. I'm not working tomorrow, so I'm gonna tune in and watch the All-Star game. I think it's gonna be good, but we'll talk about the new format here in a second.
Oh, I forgot
Um,
about that actually. Maybe I will watch it.
I think it's gonna be pretty cool. But so dunk contest. Uh, I
White
have
boy winter continues
white boy winner continues. My question about the dunk contest is: should Mac be allowed to compete?
because he's essentially just a G League player.
I mean, yeah.
They just it's like they unfreeze Steve Rogers from the ice every year. I've seen the meme 1,000 times. They wake him up when it's time for the dunk contest. I say yes because without him, the dunk contest has been dog shit.
I mean, he's spectacular. And the dude, I don't get how he does what he does. And he does everything on the first try. It's absurd.
He's good enough to play in the NBA. Also,
Yeah, I agree.
he's one of those guys where he's too good for the G League.
He's too good for the G League, but his skill set and what he does doesn't really translate to what he would do in the NBA. Like he's not going to go out there and be a scorer. And
I mean,
that's
he's
what he
big one,
is.
so like
Yeah.
he's not going to be able
Um,
to guard anybody.
right, exactly. So I watched the dunk contest as well as the 3-point contest, and it was basically Mac McClung versus Stephon Castle. Castle, I think, did really well. I think he got way overshadowed by McClung, which rightfully so because McClung was awesome. But Castle like had a good performance. Um, his last dunk was a 50, but they only gave him like a 47 and a half because it took him like 4 attempts to get it. It was sick. But I'm a big believer in that. Like you get rewarded if you do dunks on the first try. I think having the crowd sees what you do and you have to try it and it gets painful and painful and then eventually you get it, you should get points taken off.
And well, it used to be you only got two misses.
Yeah, which I think is almost better because they just get a minute.
Yeah, yeah, it used to be two misses, and if you don't get it on your third, you don't get the dunk.
Yeah, no, I think I think they should go back to that because too many misses and it gets hard to watch, honestly. But Castle did well. I really kind of wish he would have got a 50 so we could have seen potentially an overtime because I think it had a potential to be a really good like dunk off. And we would have seen some stuff that maybe McClung had like planned out other than his 4 scripted dunks. But the other two, Andre Jackson Jr. from the Bucks and your boy Matas Buzelis, did I say that right?
Yeah.
Freak athletes. Can't take anything away from them in that regard, but they're kind of just too uncoordinated for the dunk contest.
I think Matas's issue is he's too big.
Yeah, he might be too like lanky and
Like it's
yeah,
it's those guys who are super lanky like that, it just a lot of times it doesn't look right. Like Dwight Howard was great because he was proportional.
yeah,
The only guy I've seen really do well that was super long
balls.
was JaVale McGee against Blake Griffin.
Yeah, but he also didn't try to do stuff out of his realm. He just did like
He did stuff he knew he could do.
exactly. These guys are trying to do all this between the legs 360s, and I'm like, that's not your game. Just like do something and dunk it really hard.
Yeah, I think that's a thing that's been lost too is like power dunking,
Yeah,
like
I agree.
Dominique style dunking. Obviously, it's grown so much since that, and like what that's kind of like the prototype, and then you build on that.
Yeah, Andre Jackson literally didn't even get a dunk down his first attempt.
Yeah.
And like, I don't want to see that. I could go do that.
Shit, you've been in a dunk contest
Yeah.
and you got one in.
Did I make it?
I tossed it to you. Perfect toss, first round.
Okay. Yeah. So there we go. Right. I would have got a better score on my dunk contest dunk than Andre Jackson did.
Yeah.
It's just frustrating to watch. They got to figure something out because the dunk contest is cool. Everybody likes a dunk contest. You go to other dunk contests and they're excited. But for some reason, the NBA one, they all try to do too much. Just do a cool between the legs dunk and throw it down hard. You'll get a good score.
And a lot of times they have like sometimes the announcing is a letdown.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, I feel that Vince
I
Carter
always
did
like
like the
Kenny
whole
Smith though.
yeah, Vince Carter did like the whole narration thing, and he's a little corny, but overall, I think he did a pretty good job.
I mean, if you're
Um,
gonna have a guy to narrate, it might as well be the best dunker of all time.
yeah, and they showed his all his dunks from the 2000 dunk contest like in order, which was pretty crazy. Um, but same thing with his, he did them all in the first try. All right, but 3-point contest,
Elbow in the rim, revolutionary.
yeah, pretty freaking nuts. But 3-point contest, pretty good. The 3-point contest is always it's hard to mess that up, obviously. Tyler Hero won. Him and Buddy Hield were in the finals. Buddy Hield had a crazy first round. I think he had 31. And then he choked it away in the finals. He missed like his first 8 or 10 or something absurd. And then Tyler Hero barely won by like 2. but overall pretty fun. I like the 3-point contest.
I think I'm trying to think who I picked to win. Uh, I wanted to see Cam Johnson maybe win underdog.
Yeah.
I saw I saw something about Jalen Brunson like when he can't foul bait.
That's pretty funny. But yeah, overall 3-point contest was good. So new all-star game format. Little different. It's not just, the two teams playing a regular game. They're trying to make it a little bit more competitive, which it desperately needs. So there's two games. It'll be I can't remember the format, but one of the teams, because the actual NBA All-Stars only make up three teams. One of the teams is the winner of the Rising Stars Challenge. And they play two games, so it's semifinals and then finals. And they just play to 40, first team to 40. And then they'll play the finals, obviously. But so they have the Rising Stars Challenge in it, which I think is going to be good because those guys are going to be getting after it a little bit. Like they're going to be trying to get their exposure and playing hard, which is going to make the other ones compete a little bit more. And just having that competitive factor in the game is, I think, what's going to make it better.
Yeah, when people are hungry out there, it's got to be physical. That's the thing that's lost from it. Obviously, nobody wants to get hurt, which I totally understand that. But there needs to be some defense played.
Yeah. And like back in the day, the All-Star game was good because you had young dudes like Kobe, who was like, I'm about to go out here and show these guys who I am. And like we need people like Ant Edwards to just go out there and is like, yeah, okay, you don't want to play defense? Well, I'm about to embarrass you.
Yeah, I mean, all Ant needs to do is put somebody through the fucking rim.
Yeah. He's going to be the one that has to do it. It has to be the young guys because like the old guys aren't going to go out there and do it if they're not being pushed.
I agree 100%.
So I think that's tonight. The first game's at like 8:20. It's just playing to 40. And then the other semifinal game will happen, plays to 40, and then those two winning teams will play. I don't know if it's the same thing, played at 40, but the first Rising Stars team is playing like the old guys. So was supposed to have LeBron, Steph, KD, all those old guys. So I'm very interested to see because if the old guys don't come out and play, they're going to get blown out because the Rising Stars team, for one, is not a bunch of scrubs and they're going to come out and play.
I wonder if they're gonna have a replacement for Braun or if it's too late.
I think it's probably too late because it just got announced like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah. I just didn't know if they had people there.
Maybe, but truthfully, that kind of sucks because that could have been another opportunity for somebody that didn't get in to get in. And I don't think he had the intention of sitting out, but um, it does suck.
Yeah.
But on the topic of basketball, my Tar Heels beat your Syracuse Orange this week.
The orange peels.
The Orange Peels, the Tar Heels versus the Orange Peels, which that was a terrible game. Both teams suck. It's becoming
I didn't even watch that bullshit.
the only reason I watched it is because we were getting drinks and it just happened to be on for like the last 5 minutes. And in theory, we should have blown you guys out of the water and we didn't. But you know, it is what it is. The season is lost. We're not going to make the tournament. It's embarrassing, is what it is.
Yeah, you guys fucking are terrible. I think Drew texted me something about like if Carolina doesn't beat Q's, like everybody at the college should be fired or something like that.
They should be. We should have a serious thought about a whole revamp in leadership. I'm talking coach, I'm talking athletic director, I'm talking, you know, president of recruiting, like however they're doing it, a revamp needs to happen. I don't even care if Belichick comes and coaches the damn basketball team.
Still a
Uh,
bunch of fucking 5'8" lacrosse players out there.
we might as well.
Strapping up though.
Right, exactly. At least they'll play hard. Um, but yeah, it's bad to watch. On a better note, I don't know if you saw anything about this like Four Nations hockey game.
Yes, and Kevin has been keeping me in the loop about that.
Yeah, it's kind of a cool concept. I don't know tons about it other than USA Canada.
Fucking three fights in the first
Yeah,
9 seconds.
that's what I was gonna say, and that's the type of energy we need for this All-Star game. If we come out and there's three fights in the first 9 seconds, like I'm tuned in,
Imagine like Ant squares up with a cat or some shit.
right? And I hope he beats his ass.
I don't think he physically could.
I think he could. Cat is a little, you know what I'm saying?
Cat is a dog though,
Cat is a cat, literally.
and cats beat the shit out of dogs all the time.
No, but when it really comes down to it,
I'm just listen. Ant's one of my favorite players. I'm just saying, Cat's 6'11", 270 pounds.
and he's soft.
He's having the best year of his career.
Yeah, just because he can put the ball in the basket doesn't mean he's soft.
You're a strange man.
Yeah, hey, look, I'm just reporting the news. So Canada or not Canada, excuse me, USA beats Canada 3-1, which is big news. You know, I did see something about the USA, the national anthem got played before the game, and the Canadians booed it. So I hope we send the entire 82nd Airborne Division into Canada.
I mean, if a country was saying that they were going to annex the United States, I think we would do their fucking anthem too.
Yeah, but they need to know the repercussions of their actions. Fuck it,
Uh,
impose the tariffs.
250% tariffs.
RFK will support. Let's get him to make the announcement.
Uh, Strange times ahead, bro.
Strange times ahead. All right, random cues. All right.
Random cues or random Syracuse fact. Donovan McNabb played 2 years of basketball as a walk-on.
Wow, dude.
Sorry, I thought I don't know. It just came. I was riffing. Sometimes it doesn't work.
I like it. I like it. We'll throw a random cues and segment in next time, but this is random questions. First random question is what would be your dream vacation out of the country? If you didn't have to
Uh,
worry about price or passports or anything like that, if you could just pick a place to go, somewhere you've always wanted to go, where would be like your dream place to visit?
I think Italy would be cool.
Yeah, you'd be talking southern or northern.
Probably southern Italy with the Guineas down there. Um, I could say that you can't. Probably like Amalfi Coast.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, southern Italy would be cool. That'd be pretty high up on my list. I've always thought like,
Even Venice would be cool too, but I heard it's like kind of gross.
yeah, I mean, I'm sure all like cities like that have a little level of like dirtiness to them. I think European cities are way less dirty than American cities.
Ugh,
Um,
shock there.
Shock there for sure. I think South America would be cool. Like maybe like Peru or Chile or like wherever like the Incan Empire was.
Too much fentanyl for me.
I think it would be cool to do some like exploring in like the Incan Empire and all that old stuff that's over there. Japan is definitely high up on
Uh,
my list.
Japan is probably my number one, actually.
Yeah, Japan would be sick to go to.
Japan and Italy. Japan is like apparently like an awesome place to visit, but
Mhm.
there's like super racist parts of Japan.
I'm sure there's super racist
Like where
parts of
like,
everywhere.
well, you know, everybody acts like America is the most racist place in the world. And I'm not saying we're not up there, but there's like a lot of bars that you can't go into if you're a tourist and stuff, which I kind of understand that if you are in a high tourist area,
Yeah,
kind of want to keep things to locals.
I mean, there's places in Carolina Beach you really can't go to if you're a tourist.
Tourist
Yeah,
or you know,
yeah, no, tourist. like 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 the fat pea. Sure, you can go in, but I think it's pretty much a local place. And I think they probably get weird looks if you're obviously a tourist and you go in there and you don't know anything about how it works or blah blah blah.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying, but what I was saying is they'll physically remove you.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I
But
mean,
yeah,
some people,
yeah.
not me.
You're gonna go over there and
If I want to
call
go somewhere, I'm going. America or not, you dig?
you're gonna get in there and cause
Bald
it.
eagle, bald eagle screech.
You're gonna get in there and cause an international incident.
I think Japan would be really cool though.
Yeah, I agree. Greece would be up there on my list.
Beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pretty much anywhere in the Mediterranean.
Yeah. Um, all right. Yeah, that's my question.
Two-parter.
All right.
Escalator or elevator?
I think it kind of just or elevator.
Not, yeah, just which one do you prefer? Not obviously speed because an elevator is faster.
If there's a situation where there's an escalator and an elevator, I'm taking the escalator 10 times out of 10.
Same. Now, if you're on the escalator, what are you doing?
It kind of depends on the situation, but I'm standing to the right and I'm just standing there.
So you don't put your foot on the little fuzzy thing on the side.
No,
You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like every single time I'm on an escalator, I like put my shoe on that the
I
bottom
mean,
of
I'm
my.
not gonna lie and say I haven't ever done that because I definitely have. Um, when I'm like in a place that has an escalator, I try not to touch like anything because usually those places are very high trafficked. And yeah, I just kind of like trying to stand on it and ride it up. But I do
Fair.
think there's unwritten rules on an escalator that people don't really talk about. Like if you get on an escalator, you should be standing on the right side if you're standing. And if you're walking, that way people can like walk around you if they are in a hurry.
Okay.
Because there's definitely, especially like an airport or places in like a big city where there's escalators out in the metro area and like people are in a hurry, a lot of people walk and they'll get on the escalator and they'll try and walk up the stairs. And if you're just some jackass that's like standing in the middle of it, it fucks up their day basically.
I feel that.
It's kind
I
of like
can.
the same thing as in an airport, like where they have those like walkways that move,
Yes.
where it's like they're designed to get you somewhere quicker. So a lot of times people walk on them versus just stand on them. So like if you're just standing on it, you need to make sure you're like on the very far right side. That way, if somebody's like in a hurry for their flight, they can walk next to you.
Yeah. I fuck with that.
Yeah. Unwritten rules. We should make that a segment. Unwritten rules.
Done.
All right. Look forward to it next week. Okay. So obviously chicken and waffles, very common, like breakfast brunch type meal. Um,
Big
have you
fan of
ever,
chicken waffles, I am.
yeah, big fan, me too. Have you ever seen chicken and pancakes?
Ooh, no.
Me either. Do you think that's like forbidden?
It's probably a texture thing.
Yeah, but waffles, pancakes, I mean, generally the same thing.
Yeah, but not texture though. A pancake or waffle is kind of crispier.
And yeah, right. Interesting.
Maybe also because waffles have those pockets, holds the syrup better, and you can almost dip the chicken into the pocket of the waffle.
Yeah, so that's like a Belgian waffle, right?
Yeah, yeah, I guess so.
I'm trying to think of if I've ever had chicken and waffles that weren't that style of waffle. And now that I think about it, I think they've always been like that.
Maybe this is a conspiracy by Big Waffle.
I think we're on to something.
Now, I don't know if I would like chicken and pancakes, but I prefer pancakes to waffles. So,
I'm with you, especially a Belgian waffle. Really not a huge fan unless it has some good fried chicken.
yeah. Hmm. I There's a bagel place right by the house, by Food Line, that has sells Belgian waffles like just in piece of parchment paper.
Mhm.
And I dislike them actively. Marissa loves them. I dislike them. But if there was a
Bagel
good,
shop that sells them in parchment paper?
that's just how they hand it to you.
Right. Does it have syrup on it?
It's like coated in like a
Okay.
caramelized sugar.
Okay.
So I wouldn't say it's just a raw waffle.
Yeah, that would be next level. Can't do that. Can't raw dog a Belgian waffle. That's like
Thank you.
damn near the cinnamon challenge.
Oof, gross. I remember doing that in this kitchen, in this house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but if I had that same thing, syrup, piece of fried chicken, I'd probably like
Or maybe we need to do like piece of fried chicken wrapped in a pancake.
that's different. That would be gas.
That would be good.
Wrap it in a pancake, put some batter on it, deep fry it. Health cake's going great, dude.
Yeah, dude. Serious health kick. Um, all right.
Oh God.
You're up.
I was just thinking about those. That made me think about the breakfast. They're usually frozen, but it's a sausage wrapped in a pancake, kind of like a McGriddle.
Hmm.
Those are pretty good.
I think the best chicken and waffles I've ever had was after CB night at Pops.
Yeah, I mean, we should transition away from going to the dive anyway.
We should.
I think we should start at the dive or second or third.
Yeah, Dive is a late night place. Just it really isn't it. It becomes us just ordering a bunch of food and then everybody getting sleepy.
Yeah, I like the music at the dive. I like the drinks. I just don't like that I eat like an animal. It's more of a me thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it definitely get the dive out of the rotation.
Something to think about.
Or maybe move it first. I mean, definitely could be the move.
It's batting cleanup right now. I really think it should be a leadoff.
Yeah, and we're transitioning out of that. We're really not going to be out there dancing anymore. We're not in that phase of our life. Uh, so
Don't stop dancing.
wow.
Believe you can fly away. It's Creed.
All
Don't stop.
right.
Creed,
We'll
don't
uh
stop dancing. Look it up.
we'll
And
see.
we'll be back.
See you guys next week. Um, all right, you got another question? Hopefully it doesn't involve singing.
Least favorite concert you've been to?
Least favorite? I mean, I really haven't been to too many concerts. Um, Probably one of the concerts I saw as part of the Azalea Festival. Um, Probably Nelly.
Oh, it sucks. I heard he was shit. Wasn't he like late and only did like 5 songs?
Yeah, he was super late and didn't do that many songs. So that was uh probably the worst one I've been to. I mean, it wasn't terrible. I think the openers were some country music people, which was kind of random, but um he overall he played good songs that I wanted. And if he would have played too many songs, we'd have got a little lost in it. So he played like the good three or four.
Did he play
Um,
country grammar?
I couldn't tell you, man. I don't remember. I know he played Hot in Here. He probably did play Country Grammar. Um, I think he played Air Force Ones, which is always a classic. But I really haven't been to too many concerts. I know I went to Usher when I was pretty young. Good concert. Uh,
Sure.
Usher, baby. Fun fact: Kanye West was opening for Usher at that time, so that's how long ago that was.
You saw Kanye?
I saw Kanye when he was, I think, just about to release Graduation.
Wow. I
Pretty
did not know.
crazy.
That's
Yeah,
sick.
yeah, it's pretty
Before
crazy.
before he was a complete anti-Semite.
Yeah, Kanye West's Twitter right now is fucking bonkers.
I heard conspiracy theory that he paraded his wife around naked, Bianca Censori, because he thought she was an FBI informant, and that way she couldn't have a wire on
Oh my
if
God.
she was naked. I don't know if that's true. And
Look,
also, allegedly, he didn't sign a prenup. And you would think the guy who wrote and performed Gold Digger would make his wife sign a prenup.
you'd think there's a very specific line about a prenup in that song.
Yeah.
Um, but look, she's got enough. She could have been hiding a wire with under all that.
And where specifically?
I think you picking up what I'm putting down. Uh,
Uh,
but yeah, she is naked a lot.
yeah, disgusting. Um,
Disgusting.
my worst concert ever. I've only been to good concerts,
Well,
truthfully.
you let me finish. I did
Oh,
Usher with
excuse me,
Kanye.
excuse
Excuse
me.
you. Did Usher with Kanye opening, who I didn't even know at the time. And then probably didn't really even go to a concert until that J. Cole concert I went to with Wes, which was a great concert. I went to a Post Malone concert, which was good. It was pouring down rain. We had a few adult beverages, so it was a good time overall. And honestly, I think that really might be it.
So how many is that? Five?
Really, well, if you count the Azalea Festival one, probably four.
I just counted the amount of concerts I've been to. I've been to 16.
It's a lot.
And obviously many more bands. Every concert I've been to has been good. Like overall, like the whole thing was good. But the one band I actively disliked listening to because they were fucking terrible. And maybe it's just not my style. It was legit like punk rock, like one of the founding bands of punk called the Cro-Mags. And it I went to this concert with Drew, his dad, Hayden Clark was there, his dad, a couple of their friends. And it's not really the type of music I listen to. We were going to see Killswitch Engage. That was the headliner, which is like heavy stuff, heavier than I was used to at that time. And Chromax comes on, and it was just like screaming and really just not even that great musically, just from what I prefer to listen to. And I thought that it was just going to get worse and it was going to be like the worst experience of my life. Thankfully, I was wrong. Clutch came on next and they were good. And then Killswitch was awesome. But Chromax, dog shit.
It's dog shit. Okay. All right.
Sorry if
Interesting.
you're listening. And we know that you are.
All right. Well, let's move into some Pat's peeves. You got any Pat's peeves this week?
Um, there was something that pissed me off earlier today. Oh yeah, here's one. Um, drill bits.
Hmm.
So obviously, you twist on the drill bit, you put it in the drill, and how much drilling of bits have you done in your life? Like, how many holes have you drilled, realistically?
You're talking about putting a screw in with the drill or like actually drilling a hole
Drilling up like a pilot hole for a drill. So
for a
you drill a hole for a screw, yeah. You
hmm.
drill the hole like into a stud, so
Yeah.
the screw will go into the stud.
Yeah.
So you've done
I've,
it.
I've done it a few times. Yeah.
I've done it enough.
Right.
And we're hanging a TV at my mom's house, her 55
Hmm.
inch. Me, my Aunt Lisa, and Austin. And the drill bit we have is a little small
Hmm.
for the size of the bolt, screw, whatever that needs to go into the wall.
Hmm.
So, in my experience, if you need it a little bigger, you drill it in and then just do a little circle to make the hole a little bigger, right?
Yeah.
I did that for 3 holes. And then I snapped the fucking drill bit on the fourth hole. And then Austin and Lisa start going off about how, of course that happens. You're an asshole. I don't know why you were. So now And we ended up getting, getting the TV up, hung on the wall, it's secure, whatever. But there is a drill bit in the stud at my mom's house.
Nice, and
Half,
that will forever be there.
half of one, yeah, till they knock the house down.
Nice.
That's my pet peeve. Drill bits that need to be better stress tested.
I like it. Um, Pat's peeves this week, Girl Scouts harassing when selling cookies. If I see you, I'm going to the grocery store or something and I want to buy a cookie, I'll buy a cookie. I don't need some 6-year-old walking up to me when I go into the store and when I'm leaving, asking me if I want to buy cookies. I politely say no. And they're like, keep bugging me about buying these cookies. And then I have to be like, hey, little girl, no,
I know what you said. You said, listen, bitch, I don't
I
want your
did.
fucking cookies.
I did. And I backhanded her.
You know what my favorite thing about that is when this is the type of society we're in now. Because you used to be able to say, sorry, I don't have any cash.
Right.
That last time, bitch hit me with the, oh, don't worry, we accept Venmo. And then I fucking caved. So,
Yeah, they get you. Um, but also when that happened, I started thinking and I was like, I could just steal all your cookies right now, little girl, and there's nothing you could do about it.
yeah, that's definitely a sane thought to have.
Yeah, it wasn't a healthy thought, but I thought about it and I was like,
You
I don't even,
thought, what are you gonna do, bitch?
I wouldn't even have to run. I just walk up to the table, take a couple boxes, and walk off, and there's not a damn thing they could do about
Hit you with this fucking Reggie
it.
garbage.
With the,
Spin
yeah,
Reggie
exactly.
hurdle.
I'll get him with a Derrick Henry. Imagine Derrick Henry, a freaking 6-year-old into the concrete.
There's
If either of us run for public office, we're gonna have to delete this.
no, we're not. You see who's the president?
Now that's a little different circumstances, I think.
He literally is in press conferences going, I can't understand your accent.
But he's a billionaire.
I wish he wasn't so goddamn funny.
He is funny.
He's probably top five funniest person who's ever lived.
Yeah, probably.
Thing I do want to touch on about Girl Scout cookies is, do you remember when Allie was a Girl Scout leader when we all lived together?
Yeah, I do.
Do you think she was probably the worst Girl Scout leader of all time?
What a role model for those girls.
I I no comment. No comment.
Hey, props to her, honestly, taking the time out. Honestly, it's a good thing. But
You know what? Remember when we were youth leaders?
yeah, for about 2 weeks,
I think we did it for a couple months.
we may have. We
I think we
did.
did it the whole. I think we did it the whole summer.
Yeah, we did. Interesting.
Didn't know a fucking thing we were talking about.
No, not a chance.
We were basically babysitting. I think we had kindergarten kids.
We absolutely were babysitting. The funny thing is we were youth leaders at the church and we didn't even attend the church.
Why the fuck did we do that?
I'm really not sure, to be
I
honest.
think we were trying to get some ass.
Great motives.
It's a hell of a motivator, buddy.
Probably worked. Oh
Ugh.
man. But another Pat's peeve, and then we'll do a quick commercial and then come in and close it out. Um, I'm going to get gas today. And I pull up to the gas pump, put my card in, whatever it says, please see cashier. I'm a little annoyed to get back in the car, drive to another pump. Please see cashier. I'm like, what the fuck? So I go to another pump, try a different card. Please see cashier. How annoying is that? I'm not going to go see the cashier. I just got up and drove to another gas station.
They lost themselves a customer.
They lost themselves a customer. Also, that's a problem with society. I'm so lazy to drive or to walk inside and see the cashier that I drove to a whole nother gas station.
I'm shocked that you did that. That's something I would expect out of like a regular person, not someone with your fucking level of neuroses about shit.
Well, the thing is I don't know exactly how much gas I needed. You know what I mean? I don't want to go in and then be like,
If you don't use it, they'll put the money back on your card.
do they do that? Can I trust them to do that correctly?
Yeah, you've never done that?
I've never done that. Not one time. The only time I've ever gone inside and like got gas has been like, hey, can I get 20 bucks on pump 4? Or hey, put 40 on pump 6. I've never been like, hey, can you put $100 on pump 7? If I don't use it all, put it back on.
You live in a bubble.
I guess so.
Let's hop into this next shit.
All right, sounds good. We have some good lobster special this weekend. All right, and we're
Well,
back with that absolutely terrible impression of Bobby Kennedy that Tyler forced me to do. Peer pressure at its finest. He's probably still laughing at me. He can't turn his camera on. He's too embarrassed. Oh man.
that was great. Thank you.
You're welcome. I know you needed that on your Sunday night.
I don't think mine was any better, to be fair.
That's true. As bad as mine was, you really can't do a good one. But let's talk some closing comments. There was a Super Bowl commercial that made me think of you. Um, and I don't know if you saw it or not. Did you watch the Super Bowl to the point where you would have seen the commercials?
Probably.
There was the Mayo commercial.
Do you know what that is?
No,
So you've never seen When Harry Met Sally?
no.
That that scene
Hmm.
in it's those two same actors. The movie came out in like the 80s. You and Sammy should watch that. That's a great movie.
When
Uh,
Harry Met Sally.
yeah. Um, so they were talking about their friends and they were talking about orgasms. And she was saying that women fake orgasms. And he was saying, I would know if a woman faked an orgasm. And then she does that scene. And then there's an old woman who goes, oh, I'll have what she's having.
Oh, okay,
They
okay.
recreated it. So it was actually really cool. Um, but yeah, that is what I sound like when I eat mayonnaise.
Yeah, I know. It just made me think of like, you need mayonnaise to orgasm.
I let's not really brush it. Let's go back to that. So I I orgasm when I eat mayonnaise, or I need mayonnaise to orgasm, because that I think that's what you said, and that's
That's what I meant.
you meant that I need to have mayonnaise in my mouth to come.
It doesn't have to be in your mouth.
You're a fucking freak.
Oh
Good.
fuck.
Fucking go past that.
Oh man. I've had that in my notes since the Super Bowl. When I watched it, I was like, I gotta bring this up.
You saw an old woman eating mayonnaise, and you go, I bet Tyler needs this to come. Great. Awesome.
Okay. Last closing comment. I have a little bit of a challenge for you in terms of like this health kick. So this week, I want you to eat like normal, whether you eat at home, eat out, whatever it may be. But I want you to calculate how much money you spent on food all week, right? So include, right, like your grocery bill, but just the things that are used to make food. And then also how much you've spent when you ate out and things like that. And then next week, I want you to try and eat every single meal something that you cooked
Okay. It's like do a cost analysis.
in
See
a
what
cost analysis. And I want you to, obviously, you don't have to include the weekends. Um,
just Monday through Friday.
Monday through Friday, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or whatever meals you eat. I want you to buy the ingredients from the store, prepare them. It doesn't have to be necessarily cook, but like prepare them with shit you bought from the grocery store, and then like do a cost analysis, and we'll talk about the difference on the podcast.
So not next
This
week.
week, I just want you to do like normal.
And then just track it.
Just track it, right?
Okay.
So if you like, for instance, if you already have groceries, you're gonna have to do some estimating on like what you would have spent at the grocery store for that. It's kind of
And
hard
this
because
obviously includes me going to get a coffee or whatever.
yeah, because it's like, part of it. And then
Mhm.
like next week, try and instead of going to get that coffee out, maybe try and make it at home. Or, sometimes you're just gonna go get a coffee because that's how it works. So maybe just not include like little extra stuff like that. We're really just talking about like food, especially in terms of your caloric intake.
Okay,
I think it'll be a fun little challenge.
done.
All right. Sounds
Um,
good. Any other closing comments?
I don't think so. I kind of feel bad for making fun of Robert Kennedy's voice because he can't control it.
Eh, people make fun of a lot of things people can't control.
Fuck him. He's got a worm living inside his brain.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, you get a high position in the government, people are going to make fun of you.
Fair enough.
All right, dude. Well, if that's it, then that's it. I'll talk to you.
All right. Bye.